Hey MGTOWs, this is Vention. Just getting a little sun on my toes. There's enough sunlight getting through the clouds. Not much happening today. Just enjoying my Saturday. I am currently hanging out in this hotel, and I'm about a little less than a mile away from the cancer clinic. And so this morning I grabbed my PET scan results. I went and got a PET scan yesterday, and basically it basically detects you drink some radioactive BS and attached to sugar, and then your cancer cells pull it in, and then they glow on the scanner, right? So basically, I had that done yesterday, and then this morning I walked it over to the cancer clinic and got a little better understanding of the lay of the land and the neighborhood and stuff, where I can get a burrito quick and things like that. But hold on for just a moment. Yep. So I enjoyed the walk, but it isn't as pretty as it is back home. Back home with that beautiful field with all the elk and the distant forest, and yeah, it's this place doesn't offer that. At least this neighborhood doesn't. So anyway, had a good walk this morning, got my 2 miles in, and then came back to the hotel and had some breakfast, and now I'm just kicking back. I'm not really into the party aspect, and I'm not really a tourist, so I'm not really into that. So what am I doing here? I am just kicking back in the hotel room and waiting for Monday, basically. Much of the ambiance and things that people like doing here, I'm not really into. In fact, I'm probably incapable now. For example, there were a couple of horrors that I'm not, they always want plausible deniability, but I suspect they were horrors, right? But and they weren't together. They were just like over a couple of different hours I saw them. But basically, they would sit down and mirror your body language. It's kind of bizarre. I'm not really familiar with that sort of thing, but it was fairly obvious they were asking for me to say hello, right? So I love being a guy, at least now, partially because, if a woman wants to come after you, she generally will not. And unless you give her the invite or give her, break the ice. And if you don't, nothing happens. So no problems occur. So, but back to the capability thing. I had the prostate done, right? Brace yourselves. I'm going to show you the bag. I've got that nasty scar here. And it's getting better and better. I can get around a lot better. I can't run, obviously. Any shock like that is somewhat painful. So I don't do that. But that's okay. I'm 55 years old. 2 miles of a walk like 3 or 4 times a week. I think I'm doing pretty good, actually. So, yeah, not bitching. But there's some good and bad aspects of the colostomy surgery. The good aspects, obviously I can take a dump now. And it is, sorry to be so descriptive, but it's so easy to just, empty the bag and then go on with my life. Whereas before, you know, sitting down, adjusting your clothes, wiping, cleaning, and the splash factor when it drops into the, it's just, you know, and you have to have privacy for it. But with the bag, I can, like in the plane on the way home from Mexico about 3 weeks ago, um, my bag was full and I was in trouble, and I realized that I wasn't going to be able to make it, right. So I thought about trying to empty it in that tiny little airplane bathroom, but I realized that it's not possible, really. You basically have to kneel by the toilet, then pull the bag around, you know, and you know, like I adjust the little clip, and then you can swing it right or left, you know, which is awesome. The two-piece system is awesome. Like if you want to sleep on your right-hand side, you can flip it around so that it hangs down that way. But if you want to sleep on your back or your left side, you can flip the rag around the other way, and then you don't get what they call pancaking. You know, it's where the crap builds up around your stoma, and it just seems disquieting and not right, right? So, so it's nice to be able to have an adjustable bag. But back to the airplane, you know, I realized that I would have to kneel by the toilet, and my knees would be hanging out of the bathroom. You know, I wouldn't be able to close the door. So I just grabbed another bag out of my dwindling supply, which I have replenished. I'm in good shape now. But anyway, I just went in there and pulled the old bag off, and then wiped a little of the resulting crap, and then threw the bag in the trash, right? Popped the new bag on, and it took maybe, because I had never really done that very often, so maybe it took me about 3 or 4 minutes as I was thinking about what to do and then doing it, right? But now, geez, I could probably do it in under 30 seconds, you know, and it's, you don't need privacy, right? I could walk to a public trash can, pull this thing up and pull the bag off, and most people wouldn't even know what it was. Pop a new bag on and go on with my life. And it's clearly not an obscenity. And the stoma is absolutely not a sex organ. And it would probably kill me if somebody attempted to use it for that. But basically, what a horrific thought. But if they let women breastfeed in public, chances are, you know, I would have no problem. But so we're back to these are the positives, you know, the colostomy. I had like 3 tumors in my rectum, right? And 2 of them were pushing on my bladder, and the other one was pushing on my prostate, and it was causing slow urination problems when a lot of pressure is applied to the prostate, and then pressure was applied to the bladder too, and man, I was all screwed up. I could take a leak and about half of it would be gone, but then the restriction would prevent the rest from going, and then a few minutes later, like 15 minutes later, I'd ready to take a leak again. It was just not good. But that problem is gone now that I've, apparently the prostate wasn't at fault. The problem was the tumors pushing on the prostate. So now I don't have that slow urination problem. Thank goodness, because that's a real thorn that a lot of old guys live with, and it's just, my dad's having a problem with it too. He does suffer, and he's about to start rattling the cage to see if he can get government to pay for his friggin' prostate surgery get it roto-rooted out, and then his restriction will be gone again. But that's that's the problem with trusting government. Government promised him, when he went to Vietnam and all that they would provide all the medical and everything, like when he retired and whatnot, and the reality of the situation is, of course, not what they want. They barely provide enough money at all to get the treatment done, and a lot of doctors are refusing Medicare because and the military retirement medical, because it's just not very good. So, but as an alternative, however, I can jump on a plane to Mexico and just pay cash, and I really like the idea of when you buy a medical procedure, right? That the doctors really need to be looking to you for payment, right? And if you and if you are the one who's paying, you're basically the one who's calling the shots. It's up to you whether or not that procedure goes ahead. And you can pick and choose from any company and buy the medical you need. I think medical insurance, except maybe for catastrophic stuff, it just allows companies and medical providing companies to just ramp the price up, like through insanity and beyond. So anyway, I wish medical insurance would just go away, except for like the utterly catastrophic stuff, because it's just a ripoff. And things like dental insurance, being insured for things that are regular and predictable, like checkups, that's just stupid. So it's much better to just, we live in a culture that has insurance, but it would be much better if it had never come about. So basically, where my dad has to go hat in hand to try to get the government to pay for his insurance, right? Pay for his procedure, whereas I can get on a plane, land anywhere, and get that thing done locally, and all I have to do is just pay, And he did not save money, and I did, right? And he is a leftist, and I'm on the right. It's just, and you can tell, how good of someone's information is, as far as left or right, or being free market or not. You can tell how good a person's information is by basically how much money they have. And whenever my dad starts saying, "Oh, it's getting pretty deep," you're talking about, "Oh yeah, you're talking about all the bitcoins and free market and whatnot," and then I generally respond with, "Well, generally, if you have good information to work with, you make good financial choices, and then you end up with a fuck ton of money, right? Whereas you." I don't do this very often, but when it gets really obnoxious, that's when I unload it. And I say, whereas other people have poor information and believe in socialism, and they believe in government, and now they're poor, right? And he's kind of lucky because he has Social Security and military retirement, but man, I feel sorry for anyone who lives on Social Security alone. I might be able to do it here in Mexico, but I would be on a shoestring even here, probably. So back to what I was saying. The prostate surgery, awesome. The restricted urination problem is gone. Um, my sex drive is pretty much gone now. The pressure that was applied to the prostate and everything, it also added sort of a framework and a sort of a and the pressure allowed things like, simulated reproductive activities to occur better than now, basically. Because when you get all that pressure gone, then the pressure's off the prostate. Then, as I've talked to other prostate, or what do you call it, colostomy guys, and they report that orgasms are almost non-existent. You get a little something and then not much, right? And erections are about 80% or 75% what they are before the surgery. So I am of the opinion that I don't give a rip. And that monkey is off my back now, finally. And some guys miss it, right? Some guys miss that reproductive activity. They miss the drive, the sex drive. And in my opinion, a drive is something that drives you against your will. It's something that you don't necessarily want. And sure, it's great when you satisfy the drive, but man, if the drive wasn't there in the first place, you wouldn't need to worry about it. So basically, I did a test run a week or two ago, and the results were pathetic, to say the least. And the warm-up period, the ramping up, the attempting to get the thing up, right, took like 4 times longer. And basically, it proved to me that the monkey is now off my back. The monkey is like half dead in a corner somewhere. I came over and nudged it a little. Are you still alive? And it said, no, leave me alone. So, okay. And then went back to my life. For example, but as far as the hotel and everything goes, I mean, I don't really have much to do here. There's not a lot to do. I mean, I'm not a tourist. I'm not into touristy stuff. I have no desire to buy a bunch of tourist stuff. I have no desire to party down in the bar or anything, because I don't drink. I've never enjoyed it. It tastes like crap. Makes you feel sick. Prostitutes, I ran into 2 of them so far, and I could attempt to do something there, but man, why? What's the point, And so I'm just enjoying my time here. I'm gonna watch a bunch of videos, and I've got my walk in. I'll get another one in tomorrow, and then I'll probably start shopping for Airbnbs. I might move out of this hotel into an Airbnb, but that will all depend on what the PET scan reveals. If it shows that it's operable and they can do the liver hypertherapy, where they jam this probe into your liver, and then the end sort of expands, stretching the tumor material. Oh, and they poke it into the tumor. And then it stretches the tumor material into a thinner area, and then the whole thing gets really hot. And then it heats up and cooks the tumor to death. And then the thing shrinks back down, and then they go on to the other next tumor. And they say that you feel like crap when you wake up, but I doubt seriously I would feel as bad as I felt after the colostomy surgery. Boy, if you've got a serious backup and you are looking at colostomy surgery, I highly recommend it. If you have to have it, get it. Because, man, I was so backed up. I was even I think I was even a little backed up when I went to Hope for Cancer. And it's just, and it got a little better at Hope for Cancer. What they do, I think it works. I think it's just too slow. If I had the chance and the money, and even I don't have that kind of money, to stay there for like many months, you know, like 3 or 4 months, maybe I could melt those tumors away. But I would not attempt to use them, as I was saying on last video. I would not attempt to use their services unless I had already had the tumors removed surgically. So I'm thinking about doing the same thing. The company here does offer immune style things, and they do it a lot different. They do it differently and in a way better because, for example, the hyperthermia treatments where they put you into a sauna, that's what they do at Hope for Cancer. And then they measure your skin and whatnot that's been heated by the inside of the sauna. And they say, oh, you made it 105, yeah. And, but basically I used a regular thermometer in the zipper sauna that I have at home. The most I could get out of it was 101 degrees. So, and you need like 104 to simulate enough of a fever to start knocking down cancer. But so the sauna, I think it's useless. But this outfit actually has a sort of a sauna that has a steam component to it too. So you can't sweat your temperature down, and your blood is actually being measured directly for temperature. And if I understand right, and that is a much better system. And if they do other things like that are better, clearly better than Hope for Cancer, then I think I will probably go with them for maybe a week or two. And then after the surgery, if the surgery is even operable, then I'll get the immuno thing, and then the immune treatments, and to clean up the microscopic stuff, and then it's back home to go live my dream. Okay, MGTOWs, that's about all I got for you. I'm just going to kick back here in Mexico. If you have any suggestions as to a good Airbnb and a good host that might be okay with somebody recovering from surgery in their place, right? Let me know. That would be good, because there's some MGTOWs who are fairly local here in Mexico, and if you know some good hosts, let me know. I think I might want to start looking into that. I might start shopping around on Sunday, or maybe Monday, but probably Sunday. Okay, MGTOWs, that's about all I got for you, and don't get married.